Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky flood survivor opens her home to others who may lost everything to floodwaters, and some hundreds of fourth graders here in our region get to attempt a special camp to learn about our environment and ways to protect it.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris, and it's 5:32 on the dot. Oh man, end of the work week, and boy, are we happy for that. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. Brandon, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. We are coasting through here, but of course, the name of the game this morning, Dakota, is
fog.
Fog.
F-O-G. You know how normally you do TGIF?
Yep.
Now we have F-O-G.
Now, you know, I used to do the forecast is sponsored by, this forecast is sponsored by the letters F, O, and G. So there you go. All right, let's get into that this morning. And it is foggy out there in spots. Not as bad as it was yesterday, but again, you still see several areas below that 5-mile threshold. And again, this is the time of the day where they'll continue to fall for a little bit before we get to about 7 o'clock. And then between 7 and 9, and it's usually kind of some of the worst over there. I'll say 6 to 9 there, so we'll keep an eye on there for you. But get several spots below that 5-mile threshold right now. Temperatures generally running in the upper 50s and low 60s as you head out the door, so a light jacket may be needed as you're heading through the first part of your day. 57 in Irvin and 64 in Morehead. So those two right up the street from each other, basically geographically, but a lot of upper 50s and low 60s out there this morning. 7 degrees warmer in most locations than it was this time yesterday. So again, that's some good news there. Exactly where it was in Hazard and Middlesboro this morning from 24 hours ago. Our day planner takes us into the mid-80s this afternoon, but the clouds will gradually increase throughout the day, and we could see some stray rain chances just in time for Friday night football. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, the Somerset Police Department asks for your help with finding a missing man. The man you see on your screen is 37-year-old Derek Van Warmer. He's been missing since 2 a.m. Thursday. He was last seen at Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital wearing a blue shirt with red stripes, navy blue athletic shorts, and gray tennis shoes. He's thinly built with a beard, brown hair, and hazel eyes. He's 5 feet and 7 inches. He's 5 feet and 9 inches tall, weighs about 150 pounds, and has multiple tattoos. If you see him or know where he could be, you are asked to contact Pulaski County 911. And the woman who confessed to police in Jackson County to a murder was in court on Thursday. Karen Clemons is charged in the death of Mary King Abrams. Troopers in Jackson County say Clemons stole items out of Abrams' home back in July. Clemons later admitted to stabbing her with a knife. She had a not guilty plea entered for her, and she's due back in court next month. 11 University of Kentucky students were injured late Wednesday night after shots were fired at a party off campus. One student was shot, and police say the 10 others were injured by shrapnel. It happened at a house on University Avenue. 19-year-old Jason Amanza Aworo, who is not a student at UK, has been charged in connection to the shooting. Police say he is one of the 3 who were arrested. His arrest citation says he was under the influence and had a loaded gun. It is also reported that he spit in an officer's mouth.
One shot was fired in the residence, resulting in one individual being shot in the leg, and then shrapnel from the round hitting the concrete struck another 10 individuals that sustained minor injuries.
Court documents say a victim identified the suspect, saying Oro pointed a gun at him when they asked him to leave the party. His arraignment is scheduled for today at 1 p.m. He also has a status hearing for a circuit court case at 1 p.m. on September 16th. A Morehead State University professor is dead after a drowning at Harrington Lake. The Mercer County Coroner's Office says Dr. Gary LaFleur of Frankfort fell off the back of his boat at the boat ramp. When rescue crews arrived at the scene, they performed CPR until medical crews arrived. He was then taken to James Hagan Hospital, where after more attempts to save his life, he was pronounced dead. The coroner says he did not have a life jacket on and he couldn't swim. Dr. LaFleur was a communications professor and was in his 50th year of teaching. A woman is recovering after going over Cumberland Falls. The Whitley County Emergency Manager says a woman was taking pictures at the falls Wednesday afternoon. Officials say the woman went past the barricade and tried to take a picture while standing in the river. She dropped her phone and reached down to get it. That's when the rushing current sent her over the edge. It was a 68-foot drop into a body of water about 400 feet deep.
If she probably didn't know how to swim, it definitely would have been a different outcome.
That's tough, but I mean, there's so much waves and so much current in there that it's tough. I'm glad she's all right.
Well, EMS Director Anthony Christie says the woman swam towards first responders, getting out with no injuries and refusing treatment. Yesterday, people snapped selfies just a few feet away from where the woman fell. Officials say it's important to stay safe, and they are reminding everyone to stay behind the gate. Donna Warrock has lived in Knott County for 15 years. The historic flooding in July swept away her neighbors' homes, but her house still stands. As our Chandler Wilcox reports, Warrock, along with family and friends, saw her surviving house as a message to help others.
Clothes, appliances, food, and more make up what has become a department store at the Warrock house. It all started with a look through the county, which sounded like a call from God.
It was God that pushed me to do this because he's amazing. You'd be surprised what he can help you do. Look at this.
Piles of donations from all across the region have settled at the Warrock residence.
I prayed for God to send me more donations so I could help the people, and they've been coming in ever since.
Warrock, along with family and friends, decided to be proactive, taking supplies to people that cannot get to her.
If they need formula and stuff like that and they can't get to me, I meet them halfway or I'll mail it to them.
Even a month after the flood, they see needs across the board in the area.
They need everything from silverware to small appliances to furniture to bedding, everything.
As needs continue to grow along with the pile of donations, Warrock needs more storage.
I need a building that has power in it to help me keep this going until they get what they need.
Warrock says they will take any donations and give to people in need. In Knott County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Warrock says she hopes to inspire more people to help because flood survivors truly need it. The Harlan County 4-H has been hosting fourth graders from across the county for an environmental camp. The event was held Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, and the kids learned things like the importance of recycling, ways to prevent air pollution, and more. Raymond Cox from 4-H says he looks forward to this event every year.
The most interesting thing has been getting to see these people come in and see these young kids come in, and they're really excited about learning, you know, and meeting some of these people that do our presenting and learning some things that maybe they're not learning in school. So that's probably the most exciting thing.
He says there were about 400 fourth graders from Harlan County there this week. Thursdays on the Triangle returned to downtown Hazard last night, but with a twist. Thursdays on the Triangle became Thursdays on Main. Those with the Appalachian Arts Alliance wanted to expand the festivities across Main Street, making it more convenient for local businesses to take part.
We're always trying to find a new and exciting way to offer things to our community and to bring our community together, because that's what the arts serve in a community. The arts can provide that opportunity to get together and to begin that healing that we all need right now.
The event kicked off with live music from Emily Jamerson and open mic night at the North Fork Inn, along with other vendors set up downtown. And the weather was great for the first night of the Moonshine Music and Makers Festival. Our buddy Forbes has more from Pikeville, where attendees say the vibes and the venue, they do not disappoint.
Whether it's sips of moonshine, the sound of music, or just something made in the mountains.
We have so many talented people in the region, and so I'm so glad that we have this to showcase what we have.
Pikeville's newest growing festival is ready for people to roll in.
It seems like there's more and more things like this where you can get out, local bands get to play, and people that make arts and crafts and moonshine and different things get to show off what they do.
Throwing out 3 days of fun, with a festival that offers a little distraction from the recent destruction.
During the flood, I think it's shown that Appalachia has pulled together. We can work together, so we can play together too.
By celebrating the folks,
different cultures right here within our culture. So it's so cool to see that all combine and be on a stage together, and people high-fiving and slinging guitars and just making music.
and the flavors.
We have to support our own, and we have such local vendors here in the festival. It's just a great opportunity to showcase what we have here.
That make the mountains home. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the festival reopens at 10 o'clock this morning, running until 10 o'clock this evening, and Saturday from 10 until 8. I'll get my times right eventually. Well, just had this morning, a famous singer takes legal action against his own nephew and accuses him of some serious crimes.
The forecast continues to be a back and forth one through the weekend, but it's trending drier as we head deeper into next week. I'll have it for you in about 3 minutes.